Hello, everyone. Welcome to Papa Hector's podcast. I look forward to enjoying spiritual topics and discussions with you. If you like our channel, make sure you subscribe. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. So we're all over the place. Make sure to hit favorites and give us an applause or two. Also, we love to hear your comments, questions, and suggestions so that we can go ahead and do an episode on that. So let's jump into it. So, in today's episode, we're going to go into Sanse. And first level initiation, what it is, what it means, what it can do for you, what it's about. So, Sanse, out of many of the traditions in the Caribbean traditions that deal with the Loa and the mysteries, is one of the more obscure of the traditions because it's a little bit newer on the scene in the sense of people getting to know it being put out there, it being known. In fact, my site was one of the first Sanse sites, was the first, in fact, Sanse site to put Sanse out there. And I remember how funny it was when I first put out Sanse and the sansereligion.com when I was getting a whole bunch of flack from a whole bunch of people telling me that Sanse wasn't even real, that I had created it, and they had never heard of it. Only years later for these same individuals to claim to be initiated in it, have been initiated in it, so on and so forth. So it's funny how the world turns. Now, let's get into what Sanse is, because this is a constant topic of discussion, and it's a really hard point that people don't kind of get and understand. So, Sanse is not the 21 divisions. In the 21 divisions, we deal with the misterios, we deal with the mysteries, we deal with God, the mysteries, various other spirits. In Sanse, what we have is a combination of Puerto Rican Espiritismo alongside of the 21 divisions. So the misterios of the 21 divisions are very important, and it's the Loa and the misterios that we follow behind, but we also have the guides, the commissions, the courts of spirit guides that we have in Puerto Rican Espiritismo. Much of the philosophy, structure, beliefs, and practices of Sanse are Espiritismo based. And so the basis is more firmly founded in the Espiritismo practice and the Puerto Rican practice of how they practice spiritism, Puerto Rican spiritism. And the beauty of Sanse is because of Puerto Rican spiritism, in the nature of the spiritual guides from Puerto Rican spiritism, we have all cultures represented, all backgrounds, all ancestries. Everything that exists within the realms of the spirit guides, everything that has ever existed within the realms of human existence. And for those people who come from a mixed background or a mixed cultural background, this is really important because Sanse can help you cover and hit all of your spiritual foundations and bases, giving you a wonderful place to grow and develop your power as a brujo, a witch, a mystic, a magician, a priest, whatever it is that your path is, whatever God has gloried you with on this beautiful path that is known as the spiritual journey. So that's what is Sanse. In Sanse, we deal with the mysteries of La 21 División, of the 21 divisions. So I was first initiated into 21 divisions, and it's a beautiful tradition, and I'll be doing a separate episode on 21 divisions because it's my main foundation, right? And the 21 divisions, the mysteries of the 21 divisions, the Loa, the Medresas, that come from the 21 division into the Sanse work, okay, hold a special position and role in the Sanse as major overarching soul guiding forces. And it's really a long topic of discussion. The path of Sanse is a beautiful path, and many people just don't have enough of a knowledge to understand how it works and how you get started. So, the first step in the Sanse is usually an investigation or a reading. To have a reading with a Sansita or an investigation, either or, and some Sansitas consider certain types of readings investigations. It varies from person to person. And an investigation is a deep spiritual reading, which starts to determine what's going on in your spiritual frame or your spiritual core, and what elements, energies, and forces, spirits are really important there. Again, the beauty of Sanse is that if you have many different spirits that come to you because you have mixed background, you have many different elements in your culture and who you are, etc., and you're a person that's very much a medium, a universal medium, Sanse is very much a good medium for you to develop yourself spiritually. Once that initial investigation is done, then the process of evolution or unravelment can begin by beginning with your guide, your mentor, your teacher, your Sansita, who's the priest who's guiding you, to begin your path of unravelment. And your mysteries will indicate what's next from there, and that'll be indicated via consultation. Eventually, the next step is to become, at some point, sooner or later, is to become initiated at your first level Sanse initiation. And this makes you a Sansita. So here, as a Sansita Firidita, you've been connected with your main mystery. You've been connected with your main loi, or medresa, your main loi, your main mystery, and a strong bond and a clear vehicle for clear channel of communication and a clear vehicle has been established between you and your loi and your mystery. This transforms your life because it changes the force that surrounds you and starts to make you magical and magnetic. Things, kinks, issues, patterns, things start to resolve in your life. Health issues is a very common thing that we hear back from people who receive who become Sansita, okay, is that a lot of health issues disappear. A lot of health issues become resolved. Depression and anxiety is very common to be resolved with becoming a Sansita. At this stage, the Sansita has been put in connection with the spiritual force that guides his or her life. That is the overarching current or overarching force that runs things for him or her. And as a Sansita, there are certain responsibilities to serve one's mystery and take care of one's altar. But they're not very heavy at this first level of initiation. And many times people take this first level initiation as a cleansing, a form of protection, a treatment to something going wrong for them, a healing, as well as it being one of the first steps to unravel you within your spiritual development. Unravelment, which is a big topic of Sanse, will be another episode altogether. Once you're initiated to your head mystery, that first point is done, that first connection is cleared, and you're given protection by the mysteries and consecrated to all of the Sanses in totality. Then you can proceed through the next steps in your unravelment. And again, that's indicated very much by consultation with your priest or priestess, with your papa, your mama, your padrino, your madrina. Different places call different names, it's the same thing. Your padrino, your madrina, your godfather or godmother, your papa or your mama, your mambo or your boko, whatever it is that they call it for you. And you'll proceed. And what the next steps is for you. But that first level of initiation is going to cleanse and remove lots of spiritual grime and gunk and clear the pathways. And it's going to take some time to settle all of that new force. And that force of your mystery, of your head mystery, and that connection is going to grow. And it's going to start to operate more firmly with foundation in your life that's able to start to bring you out of the problems that you've probably been finding yourself turning round and round within. It's a really powerful and beautiful ceremony. And it takes about a day, not a full-on day, but that's what it takes for the first level Sanse initiation. And once you're a Sansita, your spirits and your spiritual court being aligned, you can start to develop the next level in your power where you're able to start using actively that force to start to create specified and specific what you want in your life. The path of Sanse is a very beautiful path, but it's not as well known as far as the mystery paths are concerned as 21 divisions or as Haitian Vodou. But it's often something that very much fits with many people from other cultures that are not necessarily from those island backgrounds. Ancestry is very important in our spiritual work, and being able to serve and take care of and give the ancestors what they need is very foundational to our work. If that aspect becomes missing, then things don't work out right and people wonder why. And oftentimes it's because the foundation is being neglected. Now, for people of the cultures, very often by serving the mysteries, in a way they serve the ancestors. And so specific ancestral work can go missing and does go missing, and it's because it's not as needed, because by taking care of the culture of the ancestors are being maintained. But when you have ancestors from various other traditions, paths, and backgrounds, may not necessarily be maintained just by those spiritual practices that you're in. And that may be a source, something that you may want to look at if you're wondering if things are off for you. In Sanse, the foundation of the mysteries, okay? Because Sanse, like I said, is not as well known. The information out there is not as much. The foundation of the mysteries is the foundation mysteries that you'll find in the 21 divisions, which we'll discuss at another time. And there are some additional mysteries, as well as the loss of some mysteries that are more frequently found in the 21 division in DR, Dominican Republic. Those are the foundational mysteries that you find in any of the mystery paths. When I refer to mystery paths, I mean any paths that serve the Lua, that serve the mysteries. Okay? So these are Papalegba, Lomarasa, the twins, okay, Papa Candelo, Candelina, Baron, Ogubalenjo, Ogubaragi, Ogufeai, Fegai, sometimes they say, Baba Gede, Santa Marta, Anaísa Pie, Anaísa Pie Sauco, Medrezili, Iemaya, La Sirena, Cachita, San Miguel Belie Belcan, I'm trying not to forget any because there are many. But if you're familiar with the mysteries or the Lua in Haitian Vodou, or in 21 divisions, you'll be very familiar with the majority of the mysteries in the Sanse tradition. There are other mysteries that you'll be familiar with that are not as common in the Sanse tradition, and there may be a few other mysteries that are common in the Sanse tradition that you're not familiar with. But when it comes to the mystery paths, what holds it together is the mysteries. People have asked me, how is it that I have the various paths that I have? What holds all my paths together and what has always held it together is my devotion to the mysteries. I follow the mysteries. And that's what's this common thread between Sanse, 21 divisions, and Haitian Vodou, is that there are paths that serve the Loi and the mysteries. There's different types of spirits out there, but this is specific with the mysteries. So, one of the key differences in the Sanse path is how the mysteries are served and how they are worked with. And unless you really study with the Sansista, you're not going to come to that full knowledge or understanding. And aside from how they're worked with and how they're served, it's also an understanding of how those currents or energies work upon each other within the world and how they manifest in order to provide healing, grace, everything else, blessings, everything else that we're looking for in life. So I hope that serves as a good intro to you, and I welcome your comments, your questions. Remember to subscribe, hit applause, hit favorite on this episode to Introduction to Sanse and becoming a Sansista. God bless everyone. Keep the faith.
The podcast you just heard was published with Anchor. Got something you want to say to the creator of this show? Send them a voice message using the Anchor app, free for iOS and Android.